Hello Taurus, this is Tarot by T, and this is your Love TarotScope for May. And before I begin, today we're using the Morgan Greer deck, and we're going to do the Celtic Cross spread, but I want to bring in the angels. So we're bringing this precious little bell to bring in the angels and bring in good energy so that only the highest forces be present at this reading. So we have divine energy surrounding us. We're creating sacred space. So I'm going to clear the deck from the last reading, and now we're going to shuffle. And what is Taurus? What does Taurus need to know about their love life for May? What is happening in May for Taurus? What is happening in May for Taurus? What does Taurus need to know about their love life in May? What does Taurus need to know about their love life in May? May only the highest forces be present so that the truth may be told. Okay, here we go. Okay, Taurus. Well, you have the Seven of Cups in the center, crossed by the Ten of Wands. The Seven of Cups is someone who's lost in the choices. You've got a lot of options ahead of you, and you're not sure where to focus your energy. So it could be that you're trying to make decisions based on your love life, especially with the Lover's card here. It's not even just love, it's also career. You have a lot of decisions to make this month. And you've been working really hard. The Ten of Wands, you have been carrying a heavy burden. And you just feel like you can't go on anymore. You're really carrying this. You've been working extremely hard, trying to achieve something. You've been tapping into your leadership ability with the Queen of Wands. You've been actually getting out of your comfort zone a little bit, Taurus, and taking a leadership role in your life, especially in your career. You have the Three of Pentacles here. So you've achieved some success to a degree, and now you're waiting to see, okay, what's the next step? Where do I focus my energy? You're still choosing them between two different paths. You haven't really made that decision yet, so you're trying to struggle with both of them. And here you may have planted some, you might have put some energy towards something, a dream that you have. Here's the Star. And you're kind of waiting to see, I think you're waiting to see which one pans out. You may have planted some seeds, and before you really can decide where to focus your energy, you want to see where those seeds are going to take root and what's going to be the result of those seeds. When the Star comes up, the Star means that you have the potential to have a dream come true or a wish fulfilled. But it may not be immediate. It may be something that you have to still work hard for. So it's not like immediate, although it's in this, you're going to start to see results soon because this is in the near future. It's still going to involve a lot more work and a lot of change. You have a lot of work to do ahead of you. But don't give up because you have talent. Here's the Three of Pentacles. So there's a potential to reach a goal or to achieve a dream in May. You may have to work on yourself a little bit, Taurus, because here's the Strength card. You've been working on taming the beast within. The Strength card is about learning how to deal with your anger, learning how to deal with your emotions, not going to extremes of emotion, not reacting learning to pause. When something happens that upsets us, we have a tendency to want to react quickly, and then that causes more problems. You're learning how to say, okay, I'm not going to be upset. I'm just going to accept what's out there. I'm going to be aware of what's happening, but I'm not going to rage. I'm not going to do something spontaneous that I'm going to regret. I'm going to control myself. And that's what this card is about. The woman, this is the Strength card. She's taming the lion. And how is she taming the lion? With tenderness. So this could be, yes, I'm taming the wildness within me that wants to be angry, that wants to hurt back, that wants to be vindictive. But it's also, I might be dealing with someone who is has a wildness about them. And maybe I'm trying to tame them. So you might be trying to tame someone in your life that you perceive as out of control or wild. The thing with this card is, you can't use force to control someone. You have to use kindness and love. That's the lesson of this card. So if you think you're going to get someone to change from raging lion to a pussycat, first of all, you can't change anyone. But you can try to influence them with kindness and hope that maybe they emulate your example. That's the only thing that you can do. And you can also, so you can't use force, basically is what this card is saying. Do not use force in a situation. Now, here in your environment, you have the Lovers card, and it's next to the Tower. So the Lovers is a card of strong attraction. You're strongly attracted to someone. There's a person in your life that you feel is like a soulmate. You feel that your life is incomplete without this person. Even though they're difficult, they may be a lot of trouble, there might be a lot of difficulty. They may sometimes act in ways that seem wild and crazy. They're important to you. And you have to make a decision. Do I want to stick with this person? Or do I want another relationship? There's two paths. There's always a choice between two paths when the Lovers comes up. Sometimes it can represent a love triangle, where you're choosing between two different people. Sometimes it can represent just deciding, do I choose to be in this relationship or do I walk away? But there's always a choice that is very significant, because once you make the choice, you can't go back. This is also in the position where that represents another person. So if you're asking about a person, a loved one, they could be trying to decide too. What do I do with this relationship? Maybe, they're also in that position of choice. I care about this person. Where do they fit in my life? Do I want to be with them or not? So they're going through the struggle of the choice. What concerns me here is the Tower, because this is in your hopes and your wishes. It seems to me that whatever you want is going to involve major change, breaking down and rebuilding. So that can manifest in many ways. That could be, maybe you decide, I can't take this relationship anymore and I want something totally different. Or maybe a person close to you, you have some kind of an awakening, because the Tower is always the truth card. Truth comes out about something. You recognize the truth in someone. Maybe you've been blind to something about the person. And now, or whatever situation, you might have been thinking, oh, everything's great, and, suddenly something comes up and you see the truth. And when you see this truth, you know you have to make major changes. You can't go on anymore. The relationship can't exist in the same way without major change. That doesn't mean that it has to end. It just means that you have to see the truth and you have to make the changes that are necessary. Because if you don't, then you'll experience this as a more traumatic experience, where changes happen to you instead of you making the change. So it could be that you wake up, you think this person's a great person, and all of a sudden you see qualities in them that shock you, and you decide, you know what, I don't want this anymore. I don't think I want to be with this kind of person. So some truth will come out, and that will help you make your decision. Maybe you're thinking also of making major change in your life. Where whatever, I mean, it doesn't have to be negative. The Tower doesn't always have to be negative. But it does mean major change. So whatever you're experiencing now, after the Tower, it's totally different. So you're destroying whatever's false about your life or your relationship, and you're starting from the ground up, rebuilding it in a better direction. So maybe you need to have some kind of serious discussion with this person where you make major changes if the relationship is to survive. Maybe you have to break up in order to realize that you miss each other and you need each other, and then you come together in a better way. I mean, it could work out that way also. You have the Queen here. Sometimes the Queen could be someone that could represent someone who is very sensitive, very psychic and intuitive, but also takes things too personal. And when this person feels hurt, they sometimes they get paranoid and they think everyone's against me. Everyone's out to get me. So don't fall into that trap of paranoia. And it could also mean that you may hear the truth, you may hear some gossip or some news about someone. Maybe if you find out someone you thought was trustworthy is not. Maybe they've been talking about you or accusing you falsely. But in any case, you're going to find out the truth. And then from that truth, you will be able to move on. And sometimes the Tower releases you from an oppressive situation. Like if you've been working really hard and feeling like you're not getting anywhere, you're just overwhelmed with work, the Tower can release you from oppression if you're in an oppressive situation. But you have the hope of the Star. So that means no matter what happens, the end result will be positive, because the Tower just clears out whatever you don't need. And so it paves the way for you to follow your true path, which is the path of the Star. So hold on to the path of the Star. Control your reaction when surprising things may pop up. Don't overreact. Don't get vindictive. Focus on the Star. Focus on the future and what you want to create, and you will be okay. And then you'll make the right choice when it comes to the Lovers. Well, that's it for Taurus for this month. Good luck to you. I hope you make the right decisions, and I know you will. And you have a lot of talent, so don't forget that. Don't lose sight of your talent, and don't let anyone oppress you. Follow that dream, follow that star. You can achieve whatever you set your eyes on, whatever you set your sights on. Aim high, like they say, and you'll never fall short of your mark. Thank you, Taurus. I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and I wish you luck and love for May, and many blessings.